Hey guys, this is Gloria. So I am back to share with you guys how I created this little guilt-free, calorie-free macaroon that you can use as a pincushion. You guys wanted a tutorial, so I figured I will go ahead and put one together for you guys. So these are some of the things that you're going to need, some of the ingredients, if you will, that you're going to need in order to bake up this macaroon. So what I used was some of this glittery tulle from Hobby Lobby. Um, I may also use this beautiful flower that I created using dyes as well. You're going to need some stuffing to stuff it with. You're going to need some type of cardboard. This can be, cardboard from a box that you have, from a package. Anything that you can use to run your dyes through your die cutting machine to cut it, because you're going to need two circles cut out of some type of cardboard. I just used corrugated cardstock because I had that on hand. You're, of course, going to need your dyes, and I'll talk about those in a minute. You're going to need a needle and some thread, but guys, it's going to be super duper simple. And we are going to sew, but it's going to be really easy. You're going to need different color felt fabric. It can be the cheapy, inexpensive kind from the craft store. I just use cream for the filling, and then I use any color I want for the outside. In this particular one, I'm going to use this pretty purple. And then you're also going to need your hot glue gun. So let's get started. Oh, I told you I was going to tell you about the dies. So these particular circle dies that I have, they came from Spellbinders. And they're a very old set that I had, but you can use any set that you have. And if you don't have, a set of circle dies, I suggest you go on AliExpress and grab you a set, because they're very cheap on there. So what you're looking for is this smaller circle here is going to be the size of your macaroon. So whatever size your macaroon is going to be, you just need the larger circle to be a couple sizes larger than the smaller circle, if you can see that. So that is what you're looking for. That looks about maybe a half an inch or a little less than a half an inch difference in your two circles, and that's what you're going to look for. So just look in your stash and see if you have any circle dies, and I'm sure you guys do. The other thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a scallop circle, and the reason for this is because it makes the really pretty scallopy like edge right here for our filling. So you're going to need that, and that can be pretty much any size you choose, because we're going to use this to make our little filling, but we're going to actually cut the center out in order to save fabric. So I'll show you guys that when we get to that step. So I'll put those to the side because I already cut out all my pieces to kind of save time here. And so these are the pieces that I have. So as you can see, I have my top layer and my bottom layer. I have my two corrugated pieces of cardstock. So the corrugated pieces of cardstock are cut out of the smaller circle, whatever size you want your macaroon to be. The larger one is cut out of the larger circle here. And then the scallop, which is this one, is what I use to cut out my scallop circle. So that is what it's going to look like. So in order for me to save material, because I could just go in with scissors and cut this out, but I don't like to waste things. So what I do is I take the smaller circle and I just lay it on my little scallop circle, and I run that back through my die cutting machine. When I do that, it produces a scallop circle without a middle, which is fine, and then it produces this little circle, which is also fine. So you can use this on the bottom inside part of your macaroon, or you can just use this on a different project. I just used it on a different project, so I'm going to just go ahead and lay those to the side, because all I need are these two pieces. And of course, I did a little bow, but like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to use this flower or the bow or whatever, but we'll just put those to the side and figure that out later. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to take one of your circles, and you're going to take your thread and make sure that you have a knot at the end. I'm just going to put just a regular knot at the end. And this thread doesn't need to be doubled because it's a really super strong thread. And so all I'm going to do is go on the perimeter, the outer edge of my fabric, and I'm just going to do a running stitch, which is just in and out, in and out, in and out. And I'm trying to stay towards the edge of my circle, just like that. See that, guys? So that's all I'm doing. It doesn't have to be perfect. Your stitches don't have to be the same length. All you want to do is you want to make sure that you go all the way around your circle, going in and out, and you want to try to stay towards the end of your circle. That's all. So you're going to do that to both circles, and I'm going to do that really quickly, and then I'm going to come right back and share with you guys the next step to putting a little macaroon together. Alright guys, so I am back. I have sewn all the way around both of my little top and bottom pieces. And so the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to take some stuffing. So just put your stuffing right down inside of there. It doesn't take very much at all. And you're going to take your little disc and you're going to put that inside as well. Now I would suggest that you guys use maybe like a cardboard box or something a little bit stronger than this corrugated cardstock, because the corrugated cardstock actually wants to kind of bend up a bit, and you want it to kind of be sturdy enough for you to be able to pull the thread around the cardstock to make the shape. As you can see, what I'm doing is I'm just kind of using my hands and holding that cardstock in the inside of the macaroon, and then I'm just kind of tucking it underneath where the thread is. And so you're going to just keep, pushing it down, making sure that it's in there, and it will, go in there, because that smaller circle was smaller than our outside material. So that is how it's going to look, okay? And you want to make sure that it's pretty tight, but not tight that it's buckling. And you want to make sure that cardboard is kind of centered in there pretty good, so that none of your fabric will show on the outer side. So once you got that, you could just tie this off in a knot. And I hope I'm in frame here. So I'm just gonna try to tie this to this other end. It's kind of difficult, especially when you're on camera, right? Because it doesn't want to always stay put where you need it to. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a little bit of hot glue. That'll make it much easier, because then I won't have to worry about trying to get that in a knot. So let me I'll try to knot it real quick off camera, and then if not, I'll just put some hot glue on there to keep it down. Okay guys, so I was able to get a knot in there. It just took for me to kind of bring it up closer to myself so that I can see it a little bit better, but I am going to still try to secure it a little bit with some hot glue. And we are done with that piece for now, so we can just go ahead and set that to the side. And then you're going to do the same exact thing to the other piece. So for this one, I'm actually going to pull the other side up a little bit more so that I'm able to my thread is all getting tangled here, but I want to just pull it a little bit so that I'm able to tie my knot in there. So again, you're going to take your fiber fill and you're going to stick it down inside of there, and you're going to take your little circle, you're going to put it underneath where your thread is, all the way around. And you're just going to pull on that thread. I'm going to pull on this one, the shorter one. And while you're pulling, you want to make sure that that circle stays in there. It's easier, guys, if you're not on film. I'm telling you, it's so much easier. It's just the fact that when you're trying to film and trying to stay in frame, that it gets a little bit more difficult. But you're just going to keep pulling until it pulls around your circle. So that's all you need to do. And then again, you tie this off. And in this case, I'm going to tie it off camera real quick, and then I'll be back and share with you guys the next step. Okay guys, so now we have our top and we have our bottom. You can choose whichever one you want to be the top or the bottom. And so now the next thing that we need to do is we need to put the cream, or I don't even know what that stuff is called. I guess it's called cream, in the inside. So what you're going to do is you're just going to cut your little scallop circle in half, just like I did there. And you're going to just hot glue your scallop circle all the way around. And you want your little cream to poke out the sides, but not all the way out the sides. So I'm just going to take my hot glue and put a little bit of hot glue there. And I'm just going to start my little circle. And you want it to, like I said, to kind of stick out. And you want to use enough hot glue that it's going to stay put where you want it to go. Careful not to burn yourself like I just did. And so you're going to go all the way around your little circle exactly like this. And we're going to do the top this way, and we're going to do the bottom. And as you can see, with using a larger circle, a larger scallop circle than what you used on the actual macaroon circle. So by using this one, this scallop circle here, which is larger than this one, we're able to go all the way around our little macaroon with no problem. Okay, so I'm just going to continue to glue that all the way around, and then you can snip that off, or you can, you know, glue it down, but I just rather, you know, snip it off. And I want to make sure that that part is glued down good. And see, it's coming together, right? Coming together. So you're going to do the same exact thing to the bottom. And I'm just going to put a little glue. And, you know, I put 2 layers of the filling. I guess we'll call it filling, right? I put 2 layers of it in order for it to look a little bit more fluffier, I guess. But you don't have to. The other thing is this hot glue is kind of making sure that our macaroon is all sealed in, like all of our threads and stuff are all sealed in. But you want to kind of make sure that you don't get it all the way, you know, get your glue all the way to the edge. I keep burning my fingers, guys, so make sure you don't burn your fingers. They have those little protective finger thingies too, so you won't burn your fingers, but I never use them. And I kind of get used to the hot glue. And so then I'm just going to just cut it off, and I'm going to make sure that the end is glued well. So that's about it. And then you're just going to clean up all of your glue strands and all that good stuff. And then we are ready for the next step. So the next step is actually just putting these together. So you're going to just try to put them together, you know, however you want to put them together. I kind of try to match up the seam that I made on each one, but you don't have to do that. But I think it just makes it look a little bit more neater if you match up the seams. And, you know, but you want to make sure that you kind of clean up all of the glue and stuff. And so once you do that, what you're going to do is you're just going to take your macaroon, open it up, and put some glue right in the middle, and you're going to glue all the way around on the sides. And for this, you want to work kind of quickly because the glue will set on you because it's hot glue and it sets pretty quickly. And then you're just going to push it down all the way around. And be very careful at this point because you don't want any of the glue that may ooze out to actually burn you. So that is about it for that. And then that's pretty much your macaroon. So, you know, that's pretty much your pin cushion. So what you can do from that is you can actually just glue something on the top that you may think is cute, like a little flower like that. But what I like to do is I like to just glue a little bow on the top. I think it looks super cute with a bow. So I just made this little tulle bow, and I'm just gonna glue it on the top, but towards like the you know, the top half of it. So it kind of looks like that. And so that is about it. And now it becomes your cutesy pin cushion, right? So I just think that that is a great way to use your dies in different ways. And like I said before, I have a lot of different projects where I try to come off of the paper and use dies in a lot of different ways in order to make pretty things. So I am so glad that you guys like my little video. And I do have a few more coming up soon. And so that is about it. So if you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And I'll get back with you as soon as I possibly can. Take care, guys. Bye.